We are here with Mike Quincy. He's Automotive Content Specialist for Consumer Reports Magazine. Mike, thanks for being with us. May 2014 issue of Consumer Reports. You're talking about some of the road tests going on right now for cars. And as you said, we're always road testing, but let's look at, and you really road tested some cool cars. Let's start the Mercedes-Benz S550, $114,000 price tag. Yeah, so it's not the car for everybody, but let me hit you with there's some great lines in these articles and get you to comment on them. The S-Class, long a standard for driving comfort, a magic carpet-like ride.
Oh, yeah. Mercedes, Consumer Reports has tested a number of S-Class Mercedes-Benz over the years, and I think without a doubt, most of us testing cars will say it has one of the softest, most comfortable rides that you'll find in almost any car. And we're in the beginning stages of testing our new S-Class, and I have to say it's really living up to its billing as far as a nice ride goes.
I got to ask you along the same line, but again, I love this comment. In corners, this large sedan can dance with the alacrity of a sports sedan.
Look at that.
Yeah.
S-Class is big. I mean, you think of maybe the E-Class as a good-sized sedan. Well, the S-Class is a stretched, version of that, basically. You wouldn't think that something that big, that heavy, could corner with any kind of grace or skill. And again, the S-Class will surprise you on how athletic it is. Now, is it as athletic as a sports car? I wouldn't say that, but it's not a big lumbering barge either.
And you make note of it has advanced safety features, and this I still think of as almost science fiction. Active cruise control, maintaining a safe distance from other vehicles, making sure we don't get ourselves in a tailgating accident.
Sure, this is along the lines of the self-driving car. It's really been a big buzz for a lot of media outlets these days, and the S-Class has got a lot of these toys. And you can set a certain distance behind the car in front of you with your cruise control, and essentially, it's not like you still have to pay attention, but if the car in front of you on the highway is slowing down, the Mercedes S-Class will slow down at the same rate and give you an alert, give you an audible warning. Some lights will go off and remind you that the car in front of you is slowing. And it's among a number of safety features the new S-Class has.
You do actually mention a negative about the Mercedes-Benz S550, which at $114,000, there shouldn't be anything negative, but you say, interior is opulent and pampering, but good luck getting to the complicated controls.
Oh. I'm just finishing up the book about Steve Jobs that came out a couple years ago, and his whole vision of Apple is simplicity. There's nothing simple about an S-Class controls. It has a central controller. It has a big screen. You have to go through multiple steps to do what you thought would be simple operations, tuning the radio, adjusting the climate system, things like that. It's way more complicated than it has to be. But I will guess that a number of people that buy the S-Class, they're not even driving. They have a driver, and they're sitting in the back going through their Wall Street Journal.
So it's the driver's problem to get to those controls. Okay, Chevy Corvette, price tag around $73,000 and some change. Performance that can be refined or wild depending on your mood.
What's cool about the Corvette is it has an optional adjustments right below the shifter, where you can flip a switch and get like a touring mode or a sport mode or a track mode. And every time you amp it up, the suspension gets a little stiffer, the steering gets a little sharper, the exhaust note gets a little throatier. So it kind of depends on your mood. The Corvette is the kind of car where if you want to go out for a leisurely Sunday cruise, you can kind of tone it down, and it's actually pretty comfortable. Or if you want to amp it up a bit, if you're like me and you get to drive on a track once in a while, you put it on track mode and you really feel the capabilities that the sports car has.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that, because it mentions in the article, ferocious acceleration shows off its virtues best on a track. Is it almost a waste to be driving a Corvette down the street and stopping, every couple of blocks at a light? It's not that kind of vehicle, is it?
Oh, sure. I mean, when I talk about the Corvette or any other sports car, I have a good mic and a bad mic. The bad mic says, oh my gosh, why would you buy this car? Why would you spend so much money? You live in New England. Half the time the roads are too cold. It's too snowy. There's too much traffic. You can't get anything out of this. Now, the good mic to me says, yeah, but it's so much fun when you actually actually have an opportunity, a little open road, accelerating onto the highway. It is not only is the Corvette name kind of iconic, it goes back to the late 1950s, but it is so much better than they ever used to be. They are really, really terrific cars.
Toyota Highlander, all-wheel drive XLE. Price tag, it's a little more in the average man or woman's range, about $38,000, $39,000. Always, we're told, a pleasant, functional car, one of the highest rated by Consumer Reports SUVs. Now improved handling, larger third-row seat, jazzed-up styling that was stodgy, is the word
Sure.
to use.
The Highlander has been a great family vehicle, very successful nameplate for Toyota. It's totally on the cutting edge of family-friendly SUVs, car-based SUVs going back 10, 12 years. The new versions come out. We haven't finished testing it yet, but so far it looks very promising. About 19 miles per gallon overall from the V6 engine. The hybrid model is going to be coming out in the spring. In the past, hybrid Highlanders have topped our family SUV ratings. It does have a lot of room inside. You can get a third row seat. It does have we're predicting traditionally good Toyota reliability. I mean, any young families that are looking for a great car to haul around all their kids, all their stuff, I would definitely put the Highlander on your list.
About 15 seconds, you say it's quick steering, it's well weighted, it has athletic moves.
Which you wouldn't think of for an SUV, but the Highlander is going to surprise you. I think Toyota did a lot of great improvements for this very successful car.
Well, Mike Quincy, Consumer Reports Magazine, as always, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on.